Good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday night. I wanted to stop in here and cover this amazing super full moon in Pisces. Pisces is one of the magical water signs. And this lunation comes in the beautiful, powerful, season of Virgo. Season of Virgo. Virgo and earth sign. So again, my favorite combination of water and earth. Welcome, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I hope this time, space, reality finds you doing good. Thank you to all of the people that reached out during the alleged hurricane that we're going to have here in Southern Cal. It rained pretty hard, but I was so grateful that that's all it was. We needed the rain. We needed the water. So thank goodness where we were located, we were all good. So this full super moon, blue moon in Pisces comes in Wednesday 8:30 at 9:35 p.m. Pacific time, 6:35 p.m. 9:35 p.m. Eastern time, 6:35 p.m. Pacific time. The 30th is a very special sacred day to me. It is my son Austin's birthday. I'm so excited. Unbelievable. So August 30th, I think about him in that full moons are about releasing and letting things go. And so my son gets the opportunity to release the past. You know, once you release the past, automatically you have a new beginning. Hey, Marty, welcome. Lauren, how are you? So good to see you. So good to have you here. Thanks for joining in. So this full super moon in Pisces, we all have Pisces somewhere in our chart. Again, Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac. So Pisces water energy is considered very, very, very wise. If you're a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, this is your time. And again, like I said, we're sitting here under this Virgo season. Virgo is earth, and it's a grounded earth. So we'll get more into that. But 7 degrees, the sun will be at 7 degrees. The moon will be at 7 degrees. And we're sitting in a 7 year. So basically this is kind of 777 energy because this year, 2023, I don't know about you, but it's been a year of building our faith. So about every 29 and a half days, a full moon occurs. And this is the second full moon in the month of August. So August is always a magical time with that Lionsgate energy. We're also sitting in a very time of retrograde, and we'll talk about that as well. Before I go further, I want to say that I have a podcast, and I've mentioned this maybe a few videos ago. I'm bad at talking about it, mostly because I didn't have much content, but I've worked on building the content. It's pretty much a solo cast at this stage. Astridologie, wherever you listen to podcasts, that's Astridlogie, Astridologie. Check it out. On Astridologie, during the new moon or the full moon, I talk specifically how it will affect your particular sign. So this conversation here is a broad scope about how the energy is affecting us planetarily and as a group. But to learn more about how it's going to affect you personally, you can listen on the podcast. I have included notes to talk about Pisces and Virgo today, though. So this cosmic alignment, it becomes like a conduit. A conduit is like a vehicle for movement and energy to transform and move through. So lots of spiritual insights, because spiritual or Pisces is considered a very, very spiritual sign. Again, it's the last sign in the zodiac. So it got to watch all 11 of us that have come before it make mistakes, grow, whatever. So Pisces is considered the wisdom keeper. So this full moon's about releasing and letting go, but it's also an opportunity for manifestation. It serves as a potent reminder that the universe operates on its own timetable. That's what I love about lunations and moon and energy and weather, is that Mother Nature will always prevail. She will always prevail. But this energy is going to give us extra power because it's a blue moon and it's a super moon. So a moon represents the position at the time of day that we were born. It encompasses everything below the surface, so our interior, what our emotions are holding. So the sun holds the exterior, the moon holds the interior. Now this blue supermoon will occur in our astrological sign of Pisces, a water sign associated with mysticism and intuition. It happens roughly every 2 to 3 years. The name expression describes something that rarely happens. So the saying goes like once in a blue moon. So we've had this second full moon in a month. In other words, the full moon will not be blue in color. However, it'll appear much louder. So it's going to be a larger, huger, more full body moon than we've seen. This full moon does embody the themes of abundance, reflection, and release. Most importantly, release. This full moon, like all full moons, asks us to shed what no longer serves us, and we can call in our desires and our manifestations. So you have to clear the deck, you have to clear space, you have to make a container if you want something else to grow. Again, the wise sign of Pisces, which embodies spirituality and also inner healing. Before I go on, I wanted to call out this beautiful necklace of amber that Cynthia, my beautiful goddess Cynthia in the greater Seattle area, gifted this to me on my trip to Seattle, and this beautiful amber bracelet. Now I know that amber is rare, and I know that it's millions and millions of years old. It reminds me so much of this Virgo energy because any of your brown stones, your black stones, your earth stones are really grounding. You know, amber is a resin that comes from trees, but it comes from it's fossilized resin that comes from really kind of extinct trees. So thousands and millions of years old. When you're lucky, you get some inclusions in there of some little bugs and things like that from the resin. But it draws disease from the body, which I didn't know. It offers healing and renewal of the nervous system, balances the right and left parts of your brain, but it alleviates stress and pain. So I was naturally drawn to wear this today. And so thank you, Cynthia, from the bottom of my heart. It came from her hometown in Mexico. I just feel so honored receiving this gift. So if you can find amber, it's a great one. It helps, again, I didn't know that it was a physical healer of the body and your emotions. So very cool. Numerology. So this is the 8th month, August, and 8 is oil and water compared to this 7 year that we're living in. 8 is about our physical realm, systems, and cycles. You know, when you think of cyclical energy, everything has a cycle. Everything has a cycle. Everything is built on systems. And this is where Virgo comes in very handy during this time. Even our bodies are governed by a system. So when something's not working in our lives, it could be systematic. It typically is systematic. Something is off, blocking, or down with the system. Think of a process. Think of the processes that you have in place. What is the map that you have created? What is your master blueprint? What are you operating from? So the day 8/30/2023 equals an 18. 18 is considered a very spiritual number because it reduces to a 9. 9 is the father of endings. Endings, they'll automatically create beginnings. And 30, the day of this full moon coming in, reduces to a number 3. So 3 is creativity, creation, resourceful energy. It's childlike energy. And during this time, Pisces helps us to tap into our imagination, our resourceful energy. 9 has to do with evolution, but having this 3 energy offsets it and brings in a lot of optimism with this kind of more taskmaster 9 energy. This 8 hours before the full moon comes in, so 8 hours before, so it's 6:35 p.m. on the West Coast. Saturn, the moon will trigger Saturn. Saturn is very close to this full moon. It's only 3 to 4 degrees apart from it. Saturn puts boundaries and control for us not to go overboard, but Saturn wants us to have plans in place. So rigorous, down-to-earth feelings will take place. This is a time where we're letting things go. We may have to accept something that is quite heavy to carry. We might have to accept the weight of the past in order to move forward into the future. The sun is the light in our lives, and that energy illuminates what needs to be shed, carried, or dealt with. Energetically, the full moon's potent energy rises 3 days before it peaks on the day of the full moon, gradually fades 3 days after. So technically, we have about a week. This gives us about a week to enjoy this full moon energy. So it's the pre-shadow of the full moon. So if you started feeling emotional and feeling more introspective, we're in the shadow of the full moon coming in. Neptune is also in play, sitting at 26 degrees in Pisces. Neptune rules Pisces, so this Neptunian energy is going to be very, very strong. You know, again, Neptune represents our spiritual time of life. If we're not in possession of what needs to be known spiritually, we can move accordingly. So the more we know spiritually, the more it helps us. So this moon and Neptune will make our intuition even stronger. So it's a really great time to meditate, sit quiet, and be introspective. And the idea is that when we get that answers, we get that introspective, will we be able to follow what we know we need to do? Will we be ready to fight, defend, or combat on what we believe? Will we be able to take a stand for ourselves? The idea is we always want to be careful that insights and intuition aren't coming from a place of fear or assumptions. We always want it to be coming from truth. So Mercury retrograde is here, came in on 8/23, and I have to admit that day was a butt kicker for me. And I said, oh yeah, that's right, with Mercury retrograde. I've learned to laugh it off, but it was not a cute day, trust me. So Mercury energy is considered reversal energy. The planet has slowed down and make it look like it's going backwards. But energy does get amplified and more intense. As the saying goes, it's all about communication. So watch your words, mind your words during Mercury retrograde. Don't sign any significant contracts. Have those heartfelt, deep-seated talks after Mercury retrograde. But people tend to be distracted during Mercury retrograde. So this is why we have to be careful. When I say we have to include ourselves. So there's a lot of distractions that go on. So the reason Mercury retrograde causes a lot of brouhaha is because we're not paying attention. We're not in the present moment. And so accidents can happen. So people are distracted, so tend to be more vigilant when you're out in public, especially when you're driving and stuff, because people tend to be more distracted. So during retrograde, your challenge is to be more present. Slow down, be more present, be aware. Things happen because others are distracted, and it throws our energy off too because we're tied into each other's energy. So the takeaway for Mercury retrograde is pay attention, because this retrograde is in Virgo though, which is cool because Virgo is grounded. So it's not going to be as tough as some of the other retrogrades, because Virgo helps us reflect on service, groundedness, etc., etc. There are blessings during a retrograde because we have no choice but to slow down. So the idea is during a retrograde, because we can't move faster than we might want to, maybe it's a time to finally to get ourselves in order. Virgo governs food, eating, diet, exercise, health. So maybe it's a time to help us realize about how we are being. Foods, drinks, alcohol, substances can throw our systems off kilter. So this is a time to focus on your nourishment. Get back to, summer is about to end as people go back to school. and we're shifting into fall. So it's a good time to focus on what nourishes you, even from what you're putting in your mouth. It's about being more efficient, creating better plans, and achieving our goals, but being more aware and present. So Pisces, again, is the final sign, which represents the culmination point, like the full moon. As we see the cycles of the moon, it's so cool when you see that crescent moon. I got excited the other day when I saw the half split when we were halfway to the full moon. So Pisces is about the unseen, the mystery, and the unknown. Pisces is not afraid of the unknown. It loves to explore and try to understand. Pisces is heavily connected to music and the arts. If you've deaded your music in your home, in your car, get back into listening to music during this time. During this time, I hope you feel more connected to Source, because all is well. All is well. And right now, Pisces and both Virgo are lovers. Love is at the underpinning of all of Virgo and Pisces' well-meaning ways. Water sign Pisces, it's the element that can flow anywhere. Water can seep and get into anything. So Pisces is associated with being imaginative, intuitive, compassion, the dream keeper, artistic, loving, timeless. The biggest thing to think about during this Pisces energy, during this full moon, is, does it resonate with my heart, what I am doing, and does it resonate with my gut? Because Pisces wants us to tune into the galactic, stars, guides, angels, archangels, God, goddesses, to ask for support and protection. Believe that life is good and in flow, and life never asks us to more than we can actually bear, even though sometimes it feels like it's more than we can bear. But being alive in this time, space reality truly is a blessing. It really is a blessing. So Virgo details, is a micromanager. Virgo actually governs micro and macro, which makes them so balanced. Pisces sees the grander, more beautiful things, where Virgo energy helps us focus on healing and health and our daily habits. Tune into truth to offset the voices in your head. Pisces dissolves, so in order to dissolve it, you must know that it exists and what its purpose is. Pisces is great for dissolving energy. My good friend Lisa came up with the statement, resolve to dissolve. So first of all, you have to own it, figure out what it is that needs to go away. So Love by Luna, this is the forecast for Virgo during this full moon in Pisces. Virgo, this is a me versus we full moon for you. After all, it's not every day the moon reaches its peak fullness in Pisces, and via your committed 7th house of agreements, compromise, and significant others. Moreover, while in opposition to the sun in your sign, you're being called to reevaluate the foundation of your one-on-one partnerships, be it personally or professionally. The moon's conjunction of Saturn, however, could trigger feelings of restriction, while others of you face the harsh truth of a situation. In any event, this is a chance to reestablish your connection to significant others or other, especially those that require boundary setting. Reflection. Have you been open and vulnerable with others as of late? If not, what's stopping you from connecting on a deeper level? And here's lovebyluna.co on Pisces. Pisces, happy full moon and blessed be Pisces. This one's lighting up the night sky in your name. So don't be afraid to wear your heart on your sleeve, because the emotions are bound to creep up. More importantly, however, this lunation is sitting alongside taskmaster Saturn, physical and spiritual identity. Accountability is a big one too, given the influence of Saturn. So pat yourself on the back for everything that you've accomplished thus far. Keep in mind, while in opposition to the meticulous Virgo sun in your relationship sector, you could be overthinking the way you are being perceived by others. But this doesn't take away from your personal progress. Reflection. What are you hoping to build for yourself in the near future? Are you ready to surrender your fears and assert yourself with confidence? So Virgo helps us to integrate and let all of this stuff pour through our system and then move it out into the world, because Virgo is about physicality. It's about being of service. It's about our rituals, our routines, and how we show up every day in the present moment. Again, Virgo and Pisces is about finding wholeness within ourselves. Pisces reminds us that despite how we walk around the world outside, we return to a greater wholeness by focusing on the inside. We have this whole inner world, this whole inner landscape that's looking for our attention. Take us into Mother Ocean energy. This is what Pisces does and brings out the spiritualness in our souls. What Pisces and Virgo have in common that's so fantastic is their belief in service. You know, Virgos are famous for giving unsolicited advice. Well-meaning, and the thing about Virgoing advice is usually dead on and spot on, so you can't really argue, but sometimes it comes at a time when it's not necessarily the thing that you want to hear or that's going to help the situation. Because Virgo is highly criticized for being too mental or being too cerebral, but they have a very spiritual time because they're very contemplative. They're always thinking. The wheels inside of Virgo's mind is always spinning. Virgo is beautiful, kind, warm, and magical energy that exists in Virgo. I know it from my son. Everything I'm talking about, and he's the one that actually listens to my moon talks. He's my little spiritual buddy. I'm so glad. I'm so grateful. If you would have asked me, I would have thought my Libran son Aiden would have been the one more spiritual, but it's definitely Austin, and so I'm so proud to have that. I've never forced any of my psychobabble or spirituality on them. I just by osmosis have hoped that it kicked in, and it does. Mercury is considered the god of the underworld, but also the ability to travel beyond the earth and to the heavens and the ethers. So Pisces is represented by the symbol of the fish, ruled by Neptune, the planet of illusion, spirituality, karma, dreams, personal wishes, and matters. Pisces are wired to swim in the deep waters, to start with their own emotions and foibles, their complex thinking, because of being a major empath. They are the empaths of the zodiac. They feel things on a deep, deep level in their skin, their bones, and their bodies. So it's hard pressed to tell an untruth to a Pisces. They will feel it and they will know that it's not correct. So think galactic consciousness, unconditional love, empathy, romance, oneness, what is secret, what's behind the scenes, intuitive, feeling the big picture, stream of consciousness. This is a time of letting go to make room for the new. Again, we have a fall season that's ushering in. It's perfect time to let go of the heat and the frivolity and the looseness of summer. The question right now is, are you in resonance with a situation, person, or people? Does the energy resonate with your heart? Resonance is also sound. Like I said earlier, bring music and sound back into your environment as you're cleaning, as you're relaxing, as you're preparing dinner. Bring in music, because Pisces is harmonic because it's associated with water. Pisces is constantly seeking peace and peaceful living. So most Pisces have very peaceful environments. You're always surrendering to the current. So Pisces energy does not resist the current. It doesn't resist what naturally occurs. Energy update. 8:23 Virgo season came in, bringing us this luscious, grounded energy. 8:23 until 9:15 Virgo or Mercury retrograde. Mercury will be retrograde in Virgo. Again, because Virgo is such a solid, grounded sign, this retrograde should be really, really a lot better than most retrogrades. 8:28 Uranus will go into retrograde in Taurus. So we've got Mercury retrograde, Uranus retrograde, Pluto, and Saturn. I've been talking about this for the last few weeks. 8:30 to 31, because on standard time, on world standard time, the full moon actually comes in on 8:31, and on 8:31 it's World Sanskrit Day. What to do during this lunation time? So when the full moon or new moon comes in, the peak, we have 3 days to maximize on its peak, and then we have 3 days after that to enjoy as it starts to wane. But as I said earlier, we have a full week. I like to see it as 2 weeks, because that energy is still permeating until we get to the new moon in Virgo. Pisces helps us connect with light and water, so it's important for you to stay physically balanced by drinking more water. Be near water, and this is a big one, letting the tears flow. Letting the tears flow. It's a time to release any pressure from the emotions that you've been carrying all year long. Lakes, streams, oceans, showers. Take a bath. Take a cosmic pause and bath. Pisces energy invites us to explore our innermost fantasies and desires. So Pisces is associated with dreams and our subconscious. So kind of maybe keep a notepad or a journal near your bedside. Make a habit to start jotting down the dreams and the insights upon awakening that come to you, because again, this is super powerful intuition time. Since Pisces is a water sign, a water-based ritual could be potent. You could do something simple like take a bowl of water, maybe add some essential oil, some herbs, some flowers, and literally just use the water to wash your hands and visualize washing away what no longer serves you. My yoga teacher, Brian Kess, used to always say, you know, we'd be in the yoga practice, we'd be during the wind down session, and particularly in Shavasana. And he would say, if you don't know what to release and you don't know what's holding you back, you can always say, if there's anything I'm holding on to that no longer serves my highest good, please let me let it go. So in closing, Pisces is asking us to learn to trust the guidance that comes from within, and do not be afraid to make mistakes. Because see, this Virgo energy is about right and order and efficiency and making sure everything is lined up. But allow yourself to take some wrong turns, because in retrospect, it's never a wrong turn. There's always a lesson and a blessing, even in the things we think we haven't done right. Remember, any manifestation requires change from your status quo and an acceptance of the uncertainty that comes along with creation. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have a couple more announcements. I will return to teaching yoga this fall and meditation. I'm really excited. More news to come on that. But I will be teaching the classes online as well. I'm working on that. That's in the works right now. But I'm super excited. It's been too long since I've been out there with my practice with a message, so I'll be coming back to that. And I also have opened up a little space, a healing space. The impetus for it was, I thought about always having a labor of love for myself. So my focus is getting back to my practice of Jin Shin Jitsu, an ancient Japanese practice. It's a healing mode. It's kind of a cross between, Reiki and massage. It's fully clothed, and what acupressurists do is we use our fingers to manipulate the energy and the meridians in the body. It's a beautiful practice that I'm returning to more regularly. So that is a reason for the space. I also have the opportunity to do private events here. I'll be doing a private moon circle event on Wednesday, and then some more private events in September. So DM me if you want to get more information. Right now it's by appointment only, and I would love to offer those of you that are listening a complimentary 30-minute session, a Jin Shin Jitsu session, so you can experience and feel what it's like. I also have metaphysical tools to help you on your journey, jewelry and candles and things like that. Lots of deliciousness, and more to come on that as I open up. But thank you so much for joining in today. I hope you have a magical week ahead, a magical 2 weeks until we get to the new moon. As always, namaste, and thank you so much for tuning in.